phone again. It's election day. Go vote. There you go. I went to vote earlier before we start the show. I was one of 16 people. That's not good. Go vote. It's more important than the national election. Hey, with that being said, we got a great show for you, and then we will be coming back to you live tonight around 7 o'clock to 7:30. Not too long because those results will be coming in pretty quick, and we'll have, I think, a pretty good idea for pretty much all of the races. So 7 to 7:30, maybe even 7:45, and we'll get those results out to you and make sure that we keep you updated on your state of the race coverage. And if you haven't voted yet, maybe you're still deciding. I don't know if that's happening, but if it is, we still have a ton of those interviews that you can go see with the potential aldermanic candidates and mayoral candidates and trustee candidates of Alton and Godfrey, and you can check those out on RiverBender.com/daily show. With that being said, 9:06, here's what you need to know. The Wedge Innovation Center is officially opening its doors with a VIP ribbon-cutting ceremony at 3 p.m. Located at 620 East Broadway in Alton, the center represents a collaboration between the Wedge and SIUE and aimed at transforming the economic landscape of the greater Alton metro and St. Louis regions. Operating from April the 7th through April the 7th, this 55,000 square foot hub will serve as a social impact center, a research lab and workspace housing the Midwest AI Network Labs and other SIUE initiatives. The Wedge aims to foster innovation and community development in the digital economy, supporting ongoing revitalization efforts in the region. Also in the news today, the Illinois State Police Troop 8, led by Captain Casey Faro, will implement the alcohol countermeasure enforcement patrols throughout Madison County and St. Clair counties in April. The patrols aim to prevent and address impaired driving and illegal alcohol or drug transportation. The ISP maintains a zero-tolerance stance on impaired driving, focusing on motorists exhibiting signs of impairment and other violations such as open alcohol transport and seatbelt usage. With impaired driving contributing to over 47% of fatal crashes in Illinois, the ACE program enhances efforts to remove dangerous offenders from the roads. Funding provided by the Illinois Department of Transportation. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend today. The rest of them are letters to the editor and, political stuff that you can read on your own. It's April 1st. Just go vote. Temperatures today, well, they're not going to be that bad. Reaching 58 degrees for the high this afternoon, dropping down to 53 overnight on this Tuesday. Partly sunny skies. On Wednesday, thunderstorms all day long, a high of 73, a low of 46. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, man, starting tomorrow, get out the rowboat. On Thursday, more rain, a high of 57 and a low of 59 degrees. On Friday, party day, 4-4, a high of 60 and a low of 48 degrees. With rain in the forecast all day, and on Saturday, more rain, a high of 52, and a low of 42 degrees. That's a look at the next 5 days. Right now in the 618, air quality is 55, which is moderate. Grass levels are low, mold is low, tree levels are high today, so that could be having some issues. Take a Claritin. Today, partly sunny and breezy. Tonight, breezy and mild with increasing clouds. Temperatures right now are 42 degrees. They feel like 44. Humidity at 83%. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com/weather, and you'll never miss out by downloading the RiverBender.com app as well. So while I have you, before we take a break and I give you a live read, yesterday, I got to tell you this. So you guys know I drink a ton of energy drinks, like just an F-load of these things. And 2 to 3 in the morning, maybe 1 in the afternoon. It's not a good amount of caffeine. And I've been doing this for quite some time. The last couple of months, I have just been not right. And I mean, I've been jumpy and all this stuff. And then I kept feeling like I have all these, like blotches everywhere. I just felt like I was flushing out all the time. I'm an idiot. Just hear me out here. We're here now. It's 9:09. You've been watching this for news. And just hear me. So anyway, yesterday, after I drank my second energy drink of the morning, I felt so sick getting through that show. I just didn't feel good. Went home in the afternoon and got even more sick. And man, I'm telling you what, I found out that I have just got to stop drinking it. It was terrible. So I was flushing out. I had these blotches. It was just not good. And then I'm pretty sure just after all of this that I already knew that niacin gives me a problem and C4 has that stuff in it. But I just need to stop drinking energy drinks. And I'm already feeling a ton better. Now, I still don't look great, and I might go get an IV drip at lunch. But, I mean, seriously, I'm just such a moron, and I just wanted to share that with you today. You know, like for the last couple of months, I've been going, what is wrong with you? You are paranoid. You feel like you look sick. Like, what is happening to you? Being a moron. Drinking too many energy drinks and caffeine. With that being said, let me fill you in on Sparks Junk Removal. Hey, tired of dealing with trash? Let Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling take care of it with their reliable weekly trash service. Those purple yellow trash cans, they are multiplying and mating like bunny rabbits across the 618, and they cover areas like Godfrey, Grafton, Bethalto, Rosewood Heights, and so much more. All you have to do is bag and tie your trash, and Sparks handles the rest. You call 618-433-1128. That's 618-433-1128 to see if they service your area, or just go to sparksjunkremoval.net. You'll sign up, and don't forget to tell them that CJ sent you over their way. It's 9:12. We'll take a quick break and, come back with Rusty. We'll talk some trash, and then we got the North Alton Godfrey Business Council. And got a good show. Go vote. That's literally all I'm going to tell you until you go and do it. Now, downtown Alton, a commercial break. Talkin Trash in that order.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hello, it's me. I've thought about us for a long, long time. something's wrong. There's something here that doesn't last too long. Maybe I should.
That's great. Wow. Welcome back to our daily show at 9:15. Rusty Wheat in the studio, talking trash. Well, things are looking good for you, Rusty.
Well, I'm just happy election day is here upon us, and it's almost over.
Here.
Yeah. It's amazing how many people reach out to you, and I call them Klingons, people that try to attach themselves, for some of the work that you've done or whatever. And,
yeah.
That comes with the territory.
Well, and then, hell, I've been accused of pretty much everything that you could be doing. It's like, what the hell? It's been a long election cycle, and I think we're all ready for it to be over with.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk too much about politics. I did want to give a plug to just a couple of people that have helped me along the way. There are some people that have been pretty adamant about helping me, and it goes beyond political. But I'd like to shout out to Jeremy Plank, Tom Stalkup. There's a few of them out there that have really been the mayor from Bethalto, Gary from Bethalto. He's really a good man.
Good.
There's been a few of them out there. So there's been a few stinkers out there too, but I don't think they need to spend no time on them. I'm pretty excited though because I've been seeing some new things that I haven't been paying much attention to. Sometimes you get so focused on what you're doing, picking up trash, you lose sight of what's important. Well, the trash is one thing, but the community, the members of the community is so important.
Well, and honestly, that's what you were kind of talking about before we came on the air. And it's really like this is a whole newfound approach for you on how you're combating this issue, and it really is working.
Yeah, I drew as much attention to the trash issue as I could. And Chris Slusher came on board, and he promised some things that he's really going to go after the trucks and the trash and stuff. Yeah. And in my opinion, he's doing what he said he was going to do. Yep. Just recently, there's been a heavy police presence that started off 255 and 143 area. I've never in my life have I seen the state police pull over trucks on 143. And this last week or so it started, they were just all over the place. State police trucks, county trucks, or state police, Madison County Police, Wood River Police, and Roxana Police have made a heavy presence in that area and made a significant difference. And what's nice about it, they're not just doing it 2 or 3 days in a row. They're scheduling this periodically, and so those truck drivers talk to each other, and they're a lot more conscientious about things.
Well, and that's what's really good to know too. I mean, because especially during election day and all that, to hear some good about some of the work being done, and it's great to know that Chairman Slusser's doing it and everything that you kind
Chris
of
Slusher,
yeah, Chairman Slusser. Chris Chairman. I keep getting.
Oh, I thought you said yeah.
But
that's right. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? So it's he's gonna watch this later and die. I start laughing.
Time just went by so fast.
But and see, that's the thing though, man. I mean, it takes a lot of work to get, because you had to kind of really bang the fence a little bit, but it led to a good thing. And now you're at this point where people are reaching out to you. You're getting recognized for an award.
Pride Incorporated reached out to me. They did their annual cleanup, and by the way, they have a cleanup coming up on the 12th, I believe, this April 12th. So if you're interested in helping out with Pride, they have an Alton cleanup. So I recommend anybody. But they reached out to me. Pat reached out to me and said they're going to honor me with the Outstanding Citizenship Award, which is really, really nice. It's kind of humbled me, because you do this stuff and you're hoping to make a change legally and maybe just clean up the community, and you forget sometimes that people, it was pretty humbling. It was pretty humbling. So and along with that, as I was asked to speak, I've been getting asked to speak at certain things. Mrs. McAfee from Alton reached out to me and asked me if I'd come and speak to the alderman. Tell them about what I do. And for those of you that don't know, obviously I do a lot of community service work as far as cleanups, trash in particular areas. And so Mrs. McAfee reached out to me and told me about the Alton Cemetery needed some work. And so I went up and checked that out and see what needed to be done up there. And also there was a road behind Jack in the Box. I think it's Oakwood. She asked me to go over and check that out. And, I did what I could, did a little cleanups. But the thing about it, though, is that people are paying attention and starting new groups. They could say, I could do this my own, and hopefully that's what's carrying forward.
Well,
but
And honestly, man, that's what I'm really like, not being fun. I'm really proud of you for this because you really found this new community focus side of things that really is driving this thing, I think, even bigger than it was before.
Yeah, it's been a work in progress. Like I said, it's been amazing past couple of years, and it's all about just getting out there and not being afraid to put the work forward. But people are seeing it. And like I said, the alderman asked me, and then the Rotary Club reached out to me and asked me to come and be a speaker for their luncheon. And so I decided just to tell the story of what I'm doing and how everybody can join and be participating in their neighborhood. And I had a wonderful woman reach out to me. They own the local restaurant, Gumbo to Go.
She's wonderful.
In here in Alton.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
I've never met her. I've never met her in my life. She heard me speaking at the Rotary Club, and she come up after the end of the meeting and wanted to give me a check for $200 to buy whatever type of material I needed, barricades or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I explained that as part of the chain gang, which is just me, basically, I don't qualify for grants for any particular city or anything because I just go wherever the trash is. So if there's trash in Alton or Wood River or Bethalto, wherever, that's where I go. And consequently, it's hard to get a grant attached to what I do. Right. Those go to mostly certain municipalities. So I was explaining to the group at the Rotary Club this, and she's felt compelled to reach out to me and offer me that. And I didn't accept it because really at this point, I've got my own barricades I made my own barricades and stuff. And so, well, I don't really, but it was so nice. It was so nice of her to offer. And then Roxana, Jason Woody contacts me and he says, hey, if we get that grant, can we buy you barricades? You can't keep them. And which is great because they'll house them for me.
Right.
So when I do a cleanup project, all I got to do is go over and pick up their barricades. And it's so much nicer. Those barricades are so much lighter than mine. Mine are wood and heavy. And yeah, so things like that.
That's community, though, brother. Yeah. That's cool as hell.
And the most important thing is when I was doing a cleanup on over in Wood River, I was working with the Walmart crew. Believe it or not, it was good. The Walmart sent several people over there to help us, and we were doing some cleanup. I was doing the cleanup, and several other people were helping me. And a gentleman pulled up and offered to buy my trash bags. And I tried to explain to him, I use purple trash bags because I support Denise Sparks.
Right.
That whole story there.
Right.
And so I told him thank you, but no thank you. I didn't need them. And then before he left, he wanted to shake my hand. And when he did, he only had one finger and one thumb, or one finger and a thumb. And his hand was blown off in Vietnam. And he was thanking me for helping clean up his neighborhood. And it just really humbled me because I thought, geez, I mean, that guy gives so much. And what I'm doing is so minimal, you know what I mean? And so it just kind of humbled me. And so I'm not going to put any more effort forth to working for the county policies and things like that. I'm just going to do neighborhood cleanups.
Well, that's where it matters the most, man. Because
it does to me. It
does to everybody. I mean, I was telling you, I wish I had I'm going to have the time here soon because I'm going to have to do that on my road just, a little bit past.
Hey, call Chain Gang.
Yeah,
we'll come out there and help you, buddy.
We'll have to do a thing and we'll have fun with it. But it's things like that where you get truly invested and the people see you do that. It's going to be a snow globe effect. It always will be, and that's cool.
Yeah, I never knew when I would say you got to lead by example. I thought that was just showing out there how tough I was picking up trash. But it's amazing that when you lead by example in a whole different way, that you show people you care about your community, you'd be surprised at the good stuff that happens, the people that come out of the woodwork.
Oh, man.
That want to do the good stuff. There's a lot of naysayers out there. Believe me, man, I've had so much controversy and people saying I'm just doing this for that reason, or I'm, this is staged. I'm doing this for political reasons and this and that. And I think anybody that knows me knows that's a crock of crap. Hey, I promised myself I wouldn't cuss on here today. So
you know what's funny to me though, Rusty? I mean, out of all the Talkin Trash segments we've had, this is one where it's great to hear that everything is real. I mean, it's cool, man. This is really cool.
Yeah, it's nothing but positive. It's nothing but positive. And I just want to put a plug in real quick. And I know we got other things to talk about, but there's some Earth Day falls on the 22nd of this year, and it kind of falls in the middle of the week. So a lot of communities are doing their cleanups on their Earth Day activities on different dates. And this year that Wood River and Bethalto, and even Alton. I mentioned Alton doing their cleanup.
So you mentioned already you talked to city council. Did you talk to the alder people yet for Alton?
Yeah. I met. I had a meeting with the alderman. I met with them, and it was interesting because I had a meeting with the mayor before, but it wasn't very fruitful. Yeah. So this was a meeting with the alderman, and he was there, and he didn't have much to say to me, but yeah, it was very fruitful. They took notes, and I'm hoping that good, positive things work out of it. And if not me, is other people that could start up their own groups, because I'm nothing special, you know what I mean? I could just maybe show you how to cut a few corners and things of that nature. But listen, now Bethalto is having a cleanup on April. Well, let's start off with Wood River first. Okay. Wood River is doing their citywide cleanup, and I think they're having a recycling thing. They're doing it on April 5th, Saturday, April 5th. Between 8 and 11 at the police department. They've got a number of parks to go clean up, but in my opinion, they don't have anything to do because I've already cleaned up that area. Now, Bethalto is having theirs on Sunday, April the 6th. They're meeting at the Dollar General at 1 p.m. So those are a couple places you could help. And like I said, Pride is having theirs on April 12th. You could look up the Pride organization here in Alton, or contact Pat Sullivan or Pat Stewart, and she could put you where you need to go.
That's really cool, man. Well, hold on here. We have some developing news this morning before we take our first break. We got our first ballot cast in the Madison County consolidated election. How about that? They counted the first vote for supervisor of the Helvetia Township? Is that what you call it?
You got me. I'm in Wood River Township. That's the only one I pay attention
look at that.
to.
Out of all of them, we got a vote. I don't know if
you're
that's
going to be busy all day
I don't
today.
think that means. I think that's just a technical glitch. But I still thought it was kind of funny. I'm like, we're getting there already. Here we go.
We won't know until 7. How long are you working today?
I'm not working that long. We won't know until 7. I'm going to go 7 to 7:45, and we'll know by. I think I'll know by 7:15.
There's political parties all over. I've been invited to a couple of them, but I'm not much of. I'm pretty thin-skinned, man. I am very thin-skinned. If someone calls me a liar or attacks me, that just drives me crazy because and I'm not real smart when it comes to that thing. I'm not real politically savvy and think about the best way to approach things. I fly off the.
I used to I did when I was on energy. I got to quit the energy drinks, Rusty. This is day one. This is day one of forever, man.
I was going to bring you one.
I'm glad you didn't.
I
was in
one
pain.
down.
Did you hear me in my mind? I talked a little bit. I was sicker than a dog. I guess I'm allergic to niacin or something, like something in the energy drink. And for all the 4 that I've been drinking every morning for 2 years, it caught up with me, and I was sicker than a dog.
Hey, my routine is I get up every day about 2:15, 2:30, and then by 3:15, 3:30, I'm pounding down an energy drink.
Man.
Yeah, and then I do my workout where I will walk and all that, and then I'm not opposed to drinking another one later on. I got to break that habit. But I don't drink coffee. No. I don't drink coffee. But yeah, they do wire me out too.
You got a moment to stick around?
Absolutely. I got just a couple more things I want to touch on.
Cool. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with more Talkin Trash after this.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog, if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
We're gonna take a trip across the sea. Everybody come along with me. We're gonna hit the night down in Gay Paris. All over the world. Everybody got the word. Everybody everywhere is gonna feel tonight.
Welcome back. Sorry, talking to Rusty. You couldn't hear that conversation. Getting back into this conversation. It's been a couple of great weeks for you, a couple of good months, and things are going forward. You've been talking to some folks, collaborating, and there's more cleanup efforts underway too.
Yeah. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. And when Mrs. McAfee reached out to me, I thought, do I really want to go up to Alton and clean up? Because I had my go around with the mayor goings and stuff, and that didn't work out. And so I thought, do I really want to get involved in that? And people started reaching out to me wanting me to clean up like homeless camps, and and it's not what I do. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not what I do. So I thought, well, why am I even doing this? But I'm a true believer that you never know what's going to happen. I mean, life is short, so you take a chance. Take a chance and see what happens. And that's kind of what I did. And I've never met Mrs. McAfee before, but she seems like a very, very nice lady. She cares for her community.
And it's just the fact that you're able to collaborate with communities too. I mean, that's really big, man. And now you were talking during the break about this community cleanup effort. What was that?
There's many of them going on.
Yeah, no. You were talking about some.
Oh, with Walmart.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Okay.
Yeah, I was wanting to do a cleanup, but I was trying to reach out to some of the businesses, and quite oftentimes that's hard to do. Because they don't want to. But I reached out to Walmart, some employees of Walmart, and they were very, very gracious. They had like 6 or 7 employees come out and worked with us. They brought me a box of rubber gloves, and they just told me they appreciated helping. They appreciated the work I was doing in their community, and in turn they helped out. They worked for a couple hours or whatever. We picked up over 20 bags of trash.
Yeah.
So it was pretty amazing, and they were all doing volunteer effort. They weren't on the payroll or anything. So
that's
it was
cool.
It was just a very good feeling. The fact that you could get some businesses that want to work in conjunction with volunteers.
Well, and shout out to Gumbo to Go for real, because you were talking about during the break, man. I mean, it's hard. Just like this show. I mean, you and I both have talked. Like, it gets stressful, especially the last couple of months and everything. And to have like some praise every once in a while, it's not like you need that to live, but it helps and it goes a long way.
Yeah, it does. I mean, things get so tight. People think you're doing things for different reasons or whatever, accusing you of different things. And my motives have been pretty clear. Anybody that knows me knows my motives are pretty clear. I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, or what your political persuasion is or sexual persuasion is. There's enough trash out there for everybody, and there's enough room for everybody. So that's kind of the way I feel about it. But yeah, I've been humbled humbled by the local community. They're outreaching to me and just showing appreciation for what they're doing. And I don't get that same satisfaction working for the county.
Yeah.
When I do things for the county, it's always like, Jesus Christ, man, can't we just have common sense prevail here? And it's like, oh yeah, we could do that, but it's going to take 3 months to think about it.
And that's the thing, because it's not like they don't agree with you, I don't think, a lot of the times. It's just the processes.
Yeah, the process, that's the problem. Just simple things like when I was trying to get Denise Sparks, when they had that bid out for picking up trash, I thought she's a member of Madison County. Why can't she have a leg up on a bid coming from Missouri? Okay. And it seemed very simple. And then we got that legislation passed, or that ordinance passed. And then what they did, they had leftover money left over from last year. So instead of putting that out for bid, they sent it back out to the same company from Missouri again this year. So that's the second year in a row they've done that, and they could have very easily put that out for bid again, and a Madison County firm could have had the opportunity to bid for it, but they did not do it, even though they changed the ordinance to do so. And things like that, that was the last straw. So that was the last straw for me. I thought, man, you work so hard to get things changed, and then you have some unelected bureaucrat that can make that decision, and he's held accountable to, basically, in my opinion, held accountable to no one. So it's just a shame. Madison County taxpayers miss out when they hire a firm from Missouri to come and pick up the trash that's coming from Missouri. I didn't even want to go in that road. I get pretty pissed.
This was such a positive segment, too.
Yeah. Let's get back to the community workers, because that county stuff is not working.
We're going back to the community.
Yeah, obviously you can see how that frustrates me.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Where will you be next? Speaking of community work.
Well, I'm going to go participate in the Wood River cleanup only to show them what doesn't need to be done, because I've picked up everything in Wood River already, hopefully. And then I'm going to go over and help out that Amanda Winbell from... I believe that's her name.
Yeah,
Amanda.
Yep.
I just know her by Amanda, but she's running for school board.
Oh, that's right. She's a great lady. She's very nice.
Yeah, I don't live in Bethalto, but if I did, I think I would show her a little sunshine, because she seems to be very much with it as far as getting community cleanups. And so I'll be working with them Sunday.
Wow.
And then do the Alton. But in the meantime, I do my own cleanups, and I get people asked to help me all the time. And I refuse. I don't accept them oftentimes, because it's so much easier for me if I don't have to look over my shoulder watching over for somebody else.
Right.
I could just do my things myself. I prefer to work alone. But, I'm not opposed to working with somebody if it's in a secure area.
So how do people reach out to you, though, and set this up?
I post everything on Facebook, public. Rusty Wheat, so you could always look at my page and send me a message, and a lot of people do. I get people, everything from community service work people that had a DUI trying to work off things, and it's amazing the different people that reach out to you. And like I said, but no more county stuff. Chris Fletcher, you could have the trash, because I'm going to be working in Bethalto, Wood River, and Wood River Township, and Roxana, and Alton. Maybe Godfrey, if Mike needs something up in Godfrey. If Mike gets reelected.
Yeah, who knows?
Mike McCormick, I think that's his name. I enjoyed visiting with him.
Yeah, and that's what's kind of cool. And it just, I'm glad. I keep saying I'm glad April 1st is here, because it's just everyone. A lot of these people are such great people, and it's just getting back to business after the election's over, regardless of what the results are. Because we're a team, we're all neighbors, man.
Yeah. I met some people that I never would have had the opportunity. I met Lori Palmer. She's running for a position for the city of East Alton. I believe. Yeah, very nice woman. It's just these names that you've heard for a long time, and I've just never become acquainted. Sometimes I feel like I'm a politician running for office myself. I got the best job though, because I'm not running for office, and I could just kind of like persecute the people that are elected. That's the price you pay. You're an elected official, and you work for me. That's kind of the way I look at it.
I love it, man. Hey, what else we got to talk about before I let you go?
That's it, man. If anybody wants to help out on a cleanup on either of the dates I mentioned or any other time, reach out to me on Facebook. I post on several different pages all over, and it's not just things that I have. If you have an idea on things you want to do, I got some company, J&L Electric or something, contacted me about a month ago, and they were looking to adopt a charter, and now they're going to. And
thank you very much for bringing that up. Sorry, finish your statement.
No, that's all. I just say beautiful things are happening just by getting out there on the roadway, picking up trash. It's amazing. If you see me out there, give me a honk. I'm out on 143 every week.
Good. Well, and honestly, I was bringing this up because I was thinking about this yesterday. If anybody out there has a big, because you mentioned an electric company, I'm talking landscaping, a decking guy, maybe even somebody that wants to come in and knock a few walls down. We do trade advertise on this show, and I just want to throw that out. I could do it, I think. I'm just going to throw it. I might get fired after I say this.
You do what?
We could trade. Like they give me the deck and I do some commercials.
Oh, that's right. There you go.
That's what I just wanted to throw. The weather's getting nicer, and I kind of want to pull.
I will come out and clean up your street.
Thank you.
Give me a little advertising.
We're going to do that together. That's going to be fun. And yeah, for sure, we'll share the hell out of that. But yeah, if you want to help me build a deck or anything, look at how nice those commercials are. Those could be you.
Hey, I'm getting used to that sign up there. At first, it was a little distracting to me, but now I find myself it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just a passing thing. Passive.
Yeah, I like it. It's
yeah,
more,
I kind of, I want something else on there though. Like if it just said our daily show for a while, that'd be cool with me.
Hey, I do want to put a plug in for my partner in crime that's not here today, Denise Sparks.
Yeah, where is she?
I think she went AWOL. She must be. I was going to tell her that was my April Fool joke. I was going to tell her that I started to work for Republic. I'm giving up all the trash, and I'm just going to start working for the big blue trash company. But I didn't have the heart to do that to her. So, April Fools.
Oh my God! Look at this. Wow.
Tell me.
So this is brand new. This is breaking news. Wow. Okay. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure I have all the. All right. So in Grafton, you can get ready for a wild and wacky ride on the mighty Mississippi. Rusty, listen to this. This is Mississippi Mermaids is not your ordinary floating cafe. This is a new place that's serving up fun, some flavor, and a wave of what they're calling silliness that'll have you laughing. So you have this grand ship. Look at this damn thing. That's a big ship.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Well,
man, that's like a party bar.
I'm telling you, that looks pretty cool. Look at this. You guys seeing this? This is pretty.
I wish you could put that up here.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
ask you something.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what they're talking about here. Hold on, I want to read more of this. This is a good story. It said developing, and I wanted to kind of click on it. So it basically guests are going to discover themed rooms, secret decks, and an expansive outdoor lounge with stunning views of the water. And the team will take another level as their waitresses are dressed in deep diver outfits complete with flippers and snorkels.
Now, that'd be kind of tough deal.
I don't know if I'd be a server there. I don't know if I'd be a server there, but they have an award-winning chef, and really this is a big thing. So they have a Mississippi Trainers live show. Wow. So it's going to be amazing acts that are all local in the local fish and stuff that are a part of their act. This is a real thing, Rusty.
That'd be kind of a nice addition up there. Really, that would be nice.
That's not bad.
Mississippi Mermaids.
Look at that.
That's kind of a cool concept.
So they're offering cocktails, food, deep dive waiters.
That's interesting.
That is so interesting to me, too. Interactive storytelling, the live show, and then live music and surprises. How about that?
It's absolutely amazing. Nothing surprised me. Grafton's a wonderful little community.
It is, man. Hey, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, no problem.
Quick break, more Daily Show next.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. I forgot to change microphone just for. Welcome back to Our Daily Show on this election day morning. Go vote if you haven't yet. Numbers are down. With that being said, North Alton Godfrey Business Council Spotlight, and one of the more prominent members I would feel is Asbury Village. Anita, Steve, good morning and happy Tuesday to you.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Well, and honestly, it's really cool because every North Alton Godfrey Business Council meeting, I can see both of you there on a routine schedule, and it's really great to have such an active member a part of the Spotlight today.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate having the opportunity, and I, thank Zeke for calling and saying, would you connect this morning? So
I'm just glad he did it with some notice.
Like last night.
With that being said, too, before we dive into Asbury, let's talk about the council a little bit. Take us through your partnership with them and then some of the work that you've been able to do.
Well, I personally have found that the Business Council has been so welcoming. I feel like I've been with the village now 9 years, but it feels like 9 days. And I remember, the council just opening doors and just allowing me as the executive director to get to know the community and, and how important they are, because every single member is a really important part of what we do every day.
Well, and I'm
proud to be part of that.
Well, and honestly, I see it really just firsthand because you're, always, collaborating or networking or talking with somebody about ways that you can, enhance not only, the quality at Asbury Village, but also just
how we can give back.
Right. And that's what I think really is such a big thing for the community to know about too.
It's a great organization, and every group is really well represented.
Yeah.
So you see individuals from every industry in the area, and it's great networking. We get together once a month, and we do some things in the community, such as we have a Christmas program for little kids, which is nice. Water the flowers, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. So it's a fun organization and a great organization.
And for us at the village, recently there's been the focus on students and giving the future of America an opportunity to experience and grow. And you can just feel the energy in the room about what can we do to make that happen. And so we're committed to that at the village. And there's Lewis and Clark Community College is going to have a job fair tomorrow, and then the Alton High School is going to have a job fair.
When is that?
So the Lewis and Clark job fair is tomorrow from 9 to noon.
But the Alton High one, when is that? Do you know?
That's at the middle of April. I think it's like April 21st, something like that.
I gotta sign that form. I keep forgetting that. Every time we talk about it on the show or it's brought up, I'm always kicking myself because I keep forgetting to fill. I'm doing a live show.
I was going to say, you're doing a live show. I heard that at the meeting.
Yeah, I got to get some work done here. It's been a little bit of a
a little bit of a challenge. Huh?
We're getting there though, and with Asbury Village though, Steve, you're the board president, correct?
Correct.
And take me through that role a little bit.
Well, it's been a fun time. I've been on the board since 2012. I haven't been the president. I've only been the president for about 5 or 6 years. But it's something that I'm really having fun with. It's we have a great organization. We have a very nice board, and we meet every 2 months, so 6 times a year, and we have such a great personnel within the Asbury Village. Anita is our executive director, but our managers in each department, all our employees, they do just absolutely fantastic job. So it's actually pretty easy to be a board president at Asbury Village.
Well, that's good.
Well, I will share those accolades and how much we appreciate the board, because they're all part of our community. They're all dedicated, and they really want to see the best for the village, and really, improve, inspire, and continue to make the village the best it can be for senior living and for our employees.
Right. Well, and see, just from my time, walking in there and just, being able to see how the residents and everyone else is getting along, everyone enjoys it. I mean, from all aspects of your guys' care levels too, and I think that's, really big testament to the people that work there.
We wanted to be a active, livable community. And in all aspects of life, whether it be health, whether it be worship, whether it be anything, we wanted to have the residents there have a full life.
Right.
And we've had some great programs, and I think we're improving each and every day.
Steve's referencing our 8 dimensions of wellness.
Okay.
So it's just our roadmap.
That's cool.
Yes, it
Well,
really is.
take me through that a little bit.
So one of the key components for the village that really makes us different at the village, and that I think that's what you experience when you walk in the doors.
Right.
It is. I believe that is our spiritual wellness.
Right.
And so, we are non-denominational, and we really do embrace all aspects of faith, but there's fun in faith too. I mean, we have Bible studies. The residents are going to, on Thursday, they're going to go to the movie theater, and they're going to watch the movie, and then they're going out to dinner, and it's
wow.
So it's just supporting one another through their faith journey too.
Right.
And that helps our employees as well. We've got a great chaplain that really helps drive all that for us.
Well, and you really can tell that when you're walking in the door, and you see you go into the main office, and you see the atrium right there with the birds, or the aviary, I guess is what that is. That what's it called?
And that's in our assisted living.
Well, well, even in there though, it's like it's just such a peaceful environment, and it's just even the residents in assisted living, they enjoy being there. And I used to deliver food all the time.
I remember you saying that.
It's just so cool because going in there, it doesn't feel like there's just this helicopter syndrome, even there, and everyone's taken care of, but there's just this level of comfortability that I think is not met by a lot of others.
Well, we're glad you experienced that.
Yeah, and I think that is a tribute to all the employees that we have there, because that's one of our big pluses. Our employees are just fantastic. But you mentioned assisted living. We have 44 units in assisted living. All the others are independent.
And we're proud to announce that our board approved.
Yes. And so your experience when you go in there is basically because our employees and our residents are very friendly also.
Right.
You have to check out our Facebook because there is something fun and every day going on by our Director of Community Life and our assisted living. Her name's Georgianne Ersch and Susan Leonard, and they're just rock stars in being creative. But we just brought on board Lindsay Sweeten and Liz Buck in our independent living, and there's just something fun and meaningful going on every single day. So lots of choices.
Well, and when it comes to independent living, I think that's always a big decision for anybody to make because, you're going into a community. Is it right for you and all of that? Take me through, what those conversations look like, if you could, whenever somebody's making that choice, and then, some of that transition period and what it looks like for them.
Well, we're really committed to that, and that's the talent of our marketing department, Carrie Carter and Dana Alford and Chris Hoover. They really work hard to understand what the individual needs are, and that's the beauty of the village because we have different areas of our community that meet that lifestyle.
Right.
So if you want a villa with a carport, or if you want to live in our main building, which you've experienced, and it really has different price points too, because we understand that that's important to our residents as well. And so then I try to identify what is it that particular resident would need. And we're seeing, that I think is really a trend for us now. A lot of seniors that might be living out of state are moving back home.
Really?
And that's really, I think is really wonderful. We talk about that.
Why do you think that's the case? I mean, that's interesting. That's really an interesting
It is
thing.
a trend.
Yeah.
And I think because they obviously want to be near family and be that support, but because the village still allows that independent lifestyle. You can drive, you can go and do what you want. I mean, we've had a couple that met at the village and just went on a 6-month around the world tour.
Wow.
Went on a cruise around the world. Yes. So you can stay in place and have fun at the village. And, we have things outside of the village. So I think but I think another key component, like I mentioned earlier, is just really our faith-based side of the village. There's that peace and comfort. And I could talk all day, so I'll be short about that.
Oh, no,
but I
keep
think
going.
it's our community, it's our countryside. I mean, when you're surrounded by all the lake and the trees, and then there's the farmland, and you can hear the train, the whistle blow.
And you can see the deer in the morning and the turkeys and whatever. So we've actually, it's in the middle of nowhere almost. We've got actually 100 acres, close to 100 acres, in which about 35 of those are developed. We're in the middle of Godfrey, basically, between Godfrey and Alton. And it's a spacious place, beautiful place. And
that winding
as
road.
Said, we have a winding road and a lake that people can walk around. And
we just had a dedication to our walkway, and through the partnership of the Business Council and some of our board members. So we really made a beautiful pathway with benches people can walk, and and people fish there.
Wow.
So it really is pretty. And now we're seeing a lot of golf carts. So golf carts are becoming a little trend, and it's fun.
Is there any golf cart police out there?
The residents are the best police.
There you go. That's a good answer.
I get calls if you're passing that speed limit or doing wheelies.
Well, and it's really cool to have all of that in one place. I mean, really, where you can have the fishing, and you can have that peace and comfort, and also know that you can pretty much do whatever you want, and then have these group activities, have the faith-based side of it, and it really goes to that whole encompassing approach that you guys really do promote all the time.
And you see a lot of bicycles too. We have a resident has a big adult tricycle, and he gets on that bike and he's all over. It's great exercise.
Wow, that's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
Well, you guys got a moment to stick around?
Absolutely.
We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more of Asbury Village, part of our North Alton Godfrey Business Council Spotlight, right after this on RiverBender.com.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing? We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Everybody said you're so good. They couldn't see and they just didn't understand. And looking in the mirror, they were fools that either had. You shine a light on my life. You shine a light.
Welcome back. Daily Show on a Tuesday. It's election day. Oh, man. Figuring out a lot during this commercial break. So we were just talking about Picture This and More because it was on one of the commercials, and you guys have a gallery over at Asbury Village.
We do, and how wonderful that he came over and did a display of all the local area art, and it was really a fun display, and our residents had the opportunity to even buy some of the work that he shared. Wow, he's a great guy.
Oh, just a great, and he does great work. I mean, he really does a really good job.
Beautiful.
Well, and when we're getting back into Asbury Village, what do you think we should really hone in on next and want people to know about the most?
Well, I think one of the things that we shared a little earlier, but really our employees are a jewel, and the industry is all faced with turnover and not finding a workforce, and that's really our strength. And one of the things that I like to share is that every month, you know how the workforce has like employee of the month. Well, we highlight our employees of the month, employees. And so when they celebrate their anniversaries, and we just have had an employee that's been in a nursing department for 20 years. How wonderful is that?
Right.
But we highlight them. And so we have, because you shared when you walk in, you kind of feel and experience a difference. And that's because of our employees and our wonderful residents.
Right.
But we have what we call our hospitality promises, extraordinary impressions. And that's our commitment. So we highlight each employee on their anniversary and what they bring to hospitality. So like I pay attention to details, or I greet you warmly by name and with a smile. So those are expectations, but we know that every employee has a strength, and we love to highlight that every month.
That's so cool.
And we take their photo, and it's publicized, and we put it in our newsletter, but it's genuine.
Well, and it really is just, that whole aspect of it, because it does take a village, from your residents to your employees and everyone in between, from the board side of things. And
absolutely.
And today you guys are having, you're a polling place?
We are. We bright and early. Everything was set up last night, and 6 a.m. doors were open, and I know our residents are ready to vote, and we have the volunteers there, and we'll provide lunch for them, and it really means a lot, and it's part of our commitment to the area, and the mayor of Godfrey, the current mayor, is part of our board, and so he definitely recognizes how to give back as well through our board.
That's really cool. And so you got 200 voters out there today.
We do, and they're ready.
Man, people should have hit up Asbury Village.
I don't think there's a line.
CJ, you mentioned what aspect and what do we want to concentrate on, and we understand that in some individuals moving into a senior community, it's a hard decision sometimes. It is. And we understand that. And so we want to make those individuals that come on in to have an active life.
Yeah.
And so that is one of our missions, is basically to give the seniors an active life so they can enjoy life. And
we really try to identify that. So we have a great choir. They're going to have a big show on Broadway in May. And our choir director was the former director at Lewis and Clark Community College.
That's cool, yeah.
How fun is that? And We have travel logs. Our bus is always going somewhere, to the theater, to the symphony, the local symphony, to baseball games. There's a few residents who have just expressed interest in glass work. So we're going to be going down on Broadway to the glass company, and they're going to be doing some glass work there.
Wow.
Quilters. We have a lot of fun and really just intellectual wellness as well. So we just had a March Madness basketball tournament where the residents and employees, had a tournament. So any aspect of interest that the resident is interested in, we'll make it happen.
Well, and when it comes to that, do you guys still have availability at Asbury right now?
I'm really excited because our occupancy has really soared. And right now we are at 96% sold. So we have 10 new residents moving in the next 6 weeks.
Wow.
So we just have a limited availability, but we have a waiting list for our assisted living and for our affordable living. So again, looking at some of those residents that are moving in from out of state. And so it's really,
incredible.
it really is exciting for us. We're really grateful. So we're talking about future growth.
Right.
Steve, you want to talk a little bit about our strategic plan?
Well, we are. In fact, we're going to have a meeting. We have a management company, Life Care Services, that's based out of Des Moines. Anita is part of that, is an employee of LCS. And they do an absolutely fantastic job. They're one of the largest senior living owners and managers of communities in the nation. Mm-hmm. And we get a lot of good support from them. And we're going to have a strategic planning coming up in June, where we're going to have board members, a few residents, and we're going to be able to go over some strategic envisioning planning and see just exactly what the future goes.
So we have a current market analysis going on.
Yes.
So we can really understand the market.
Right.
So we can, and we're right
plan
now,
accordingly.
We're doing some capital improvements right now. We're Weston, which is our assisted living. We're in the process of doing some capital improvements from that standpoint. We're doing some capital improvements on the entrance to our Wiseman Pollock, which is our independent living. And one of our main entrances, we're going to do some capital improvements from that standpoint. And there's some other improvements that we're looking at down the line, which we're in the baby steps of planning. We did put in a solar field.
I did remember
that. Right. That was really a really huge project because we had a resident that left in her estate to us money for renewable energy.
That's cool.
I mean, so that really made us think twice, and we moved with it. And
we're a 501.
Seeing the benefit of that.
We're a 501c3 nonprofit corporation or entity, and there's a lot of things that we're working on.
That's so cool. But it's good to know for the public that this is kind of just the beginning, in so many ways of the phrase, because there's more to come. And
we're listening.
Yeah.
We're listening and responding.
Well, and you hit on something earlier, Anita, and I think that's because we have a couple of minutes left to wrap up with, and it's your community involvement. You're a part of a lot of Asbury Villages as a whole, and you go to these meetings with other organizations that not only help the community, but also, adult health care at large. And take me through some of the roles that Asbury plays, when it comes to, regional work in your partnerships.
Well, I'm an active member of Senior Services Plus. Mm-hmm. That's key to serving the Madison County area and at large. Because of our affiliation with Life Care Services, we are always on the cutting edge of really what's going on in healthcare industry. Right. So we kind of know usually in advance. Our director of our assisted living, Shannon Dye, she is an infection control specialist. So she works closely with Madison County, but also with the state of Illinois, which really keeps us on the cutting edge of, keeping residents' health, really cool. and with, just even vaccinations and those kind of things. And that's what's really helped us through the whole COVID trend, but that's now part of us. It's in the rearview mirror.
That's right.
So we're excited. I feel like we're always aware and connected and maybe just a little bit ahead because of our affiliation with Life Care Services and also, being part of the community. We work closely with Alton Memorial. We work closely with OSF. We have what we call a navigation program. Oh my goodness, that's it's a signature experience for us, and it's has many facets of it. We have a navigator. Her name's Nicole Reed, and she oversees the program, so it's individualized for each resident, and then we help them find their way to the next step for what their healthcare needs are.
That's huge.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that really is.
It really is.
And being an advocate. I mean, that's
Yes.
really a big thing. And
Definitely.
We have a couple of minutes left. What before we let you go, what should we leave the audience with today, as kind of this wrap-up of our Business Council Spotlight for Asbury?
Well, I just like to say that again, we're integrated with the community, with the Business Council, and we welcome the public to come at any time, enjoy any of our activities, enjoy our events. It doesn't have to. It can be on our website. We have invitations to stop by for certain events. But if you have within your church or your organizations you serve, if you need a meeting space, we've got some beautiful meeting spaces. So stop by, drive by, and enjoy us.
Really cool.
A very enjoyable place, and it's a beautiful setting, very active, and it's a lot of fun.
By the way, finally, if you need a cup of coffee or on the road, you can come by. We're really known for our best cup of coffee in town, and it's free.
Oh, there you go. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping by. And for more information, what's the best way to get it?
To contact Asbury Village, you can call our main number. It's 618-466-8662. If you forget that number, go to our website, or you can also just check us out on Facebook. If you really want to know what's going on and what you're invited to, come look at our Facebook.
Really cool. Thanks, guys, for stopping by.
Hey, thanks for having us.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem. This first day of April continues right after this on RiverBender.com after a quick break.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing? We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
You wanna stay out with your fancy friends? I'm telling you, it's gotta be the end. Don't bring me down. No, 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 no.
Welcome back. Ooh, man, oh man, I'm loud. 921, little bit of change. And great to always talk to Ed Wheatley, and another great book coming down the pipeline. Ed, I had to change microphones on the fly. One blew on me, and this one's just getting louder. How are you doing this Monday?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Baseball's going pretty well in this town.
You know, it's definitely off to a wonderful start, and I'm hoping we can keep this thing going and have a pretty good summer.
Oh, I think so. I mean, a lot of people are down on the Cardinals. I've been, somewhat skeptical in the last 2 years because of things happening, but I've got a very upbeat view of this year. I think they're going to perform much better than everybody thinks, and I think the future is really bright under the philosophy of Chaim Bloom, who I did get to spend a bunch of time with this past January, and I think the good days are going to return.
Well, and on top of that, too, Ed, I'm right there with you. In this new book that you have, From St. Louis to Cooperstown, The Legends That Are Born and Made in the Gateway City, I mean, this is really, something that I think is coming out of the perfect time, especially right now with the momentum the way it is, couple of good games, and then now, people really invest into this history and nostalgia of really just, St. Louis baseball. And what better way to dive into the season than with this?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we are the best baseball town in America. Everybody across the country says it, from players to Bob Costas, who's actually quoted those words right in some of my films. But the thing of this book is that people forget there's 346 men and one woman enshrined into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Now, the St. Louis franchise has 55 members who played one or more seasons, sometimes their whole career, in St. Louis for the Cardinals franchise. And then we've got an additional 9 others who are from the St. Louis Browns. And then we got 5 others from the Negro League. So to be the best baseball town in America, you got to know your complete history, not just the 13 that are hanging on the wall out in left field, of Musial and Brock and Gibson and Ozzie and LaRussa and Whitey. Who are the other members of this 55? I mean, because when you look at it, and these 55 men who in the franchise, they didn't play their whole careers. The Cardinals weren't always the primary team. But next to the Yankees and the New York Giants, the St. Louis Cardinals have the most people in the Hall of Fame, which is, just amazing. But we just need to remember who these other people were, because they are the foundation of this great franchise that you just spoke of.
Well, and right there too, Ed, I mean, that's why I'm sure this process and really getting this book put together has just got to be incredible for you, because, you've had a lot of time to really, dive deep into the St. Louis sports history as a whole, the Browns, all of it.
Right,
and
right.
How does it feel to really be able to put all of that together in this? Because that's really what it's just off the top of the page. That's what I'm kind of gathering from this too, just based on your past work.
Well, I think your listeners and the readers of the book are going to have, to an extent, the same what I call Harry Carey moments. Remember, Harry Carey's catchphrase was always "Holy cow!" As I would go through this and start building this history on some of these other men. Yeah, sure, we know Musial, we know Gibson, we know Brock, Ozzie, etc. But who were these other men? What did they do? Many of your viewers are going to remember April 1974, when they sat there and watched Hank Aaron break Babe Ruth's career home run record. Well, Ruth had retired in 35, and he had set that career record a long time ago, but who was the man who held the career home run record before Babe Ruth? He played for the Cardinals franchise. And, that's like, holy cow, do we ever hear about that? No, we don't. I mean, the greatest pitcher to ever pitch in baseball, Cy Young. They named a great pitching award after him. He won 511 games, but he spent 2 years with the Cardinals.
Right.
Won 46 games in 1899 and 1900. Yeah.
Well, and see, that's where I think this is so cool, Ed, because you hit it right on the head so many times. We talk about, baseball history, and like you said, there's the Mount Rushmores of the positions and what you want to throw out there, especially for the Cardinals, like you said, the left field wall. But whenever you have such a storied history and a storied franchise like this, and that's what it truly is. I mean, I'm not picking fun at nobody, but, it's not we aren't a newer franchise like the Tampa Bay Rays, and maybe have to, create some of that just because we don't have the 40, 50 years and 100 years.
Right.
And so.
Going 150, buddy.
Yeah. Well, and, it's just my point. It's so incredible, though, Ed. It's like you're going down here. It's not just Cardinals history. It's really baseball history.
It is baseball history. I mean, and there are the unique, the funny ones, I guess you would say. It's not really funny, but he is in the Hall of Fame, but he didn't go into the Hall of Fame as a player because he only played one game in his entire major league career. And he played that game for the St. Louis Cardinals. He played 2 innings in one game, and in those 2 innings, he struck out in his only at-bat, and he made an error at the only ball hit to him. Walter Alton, who then went on to become a Hall of Fame manager with the Dodgers. But, I mean, these are those wow, holy cow moments as you go through this entire book. Who are these other men in the same way? Go back to the Negro Leagues in St. Louis. We had one of the greatest franchises, the Giants and Stars. They changed their name in 1921 when they changed ownership. But, today when the Negro Leagues and Major League combined their records 2 years ago, we have had the 3rd highest hitting career player in Major League in baseball. Oscar Charleston, he played here with the St. Louis Giants in 1920. So, the man who follows Josh Gibson and Ty Cobb for the greatest career batting average, he was at St. Louis, and 99% of the people in St. Louis don't know that.
And see, you hit it right on the head. And that's where I think this is going to be such a great book for everybody. I mean, especially now, I mean, I hate to say it, but we are kind of steamrolling through this year. Father's Day is going to be here before we know it. Mother's Day for the Cardinals fans in our lives, but also just the sports people and book lover. I mean, this is a great all-around piece because you're right. There's so many wow moments. And Ed, whenever you're putting this together, was there one for you? Because I know that you've been able to do all your research for such a long time on things like this, but even doing a book like this, was there one moment for you that kind of got you?
Yeah, there really is. Of the inductees, the 346 individuals that I spoke of, 23% of the inductees have St. Louis roots. That means 1 out of every 5, more than 1 out of every 5 men inducted in the Hall of Fame have St. Louis roots.
Wow.
And when you add that up to franchises, there have been 81 induction classes, okay? St. Louis, a St. Louis person has been included in those 81 inductions 54% of the time. Over half of the induction classes that take place there on that green in Cooperstown have a St. Louis roots. Now, I mean, that is pretty amazing, and that is why to have that many great men associated with baseball from St. Louis tells you why St. Louis is the greatest baseball town in America.
100% over. I mean, that alone is just kind of remarkable to me. That 54% now. I mean, in the next couple of years, that number is going to go up because you got 2 more getting ready to go in, and who knows?
Yeah, 2, possibly 3. Yeah, but you're definitely, I mean, you do this. It is that prominent. You always think, well, the Yankees and all that. You know that. The Cardinals are right there. The St. Louis teams are right there. And it really says something about the ownership, the leadership of the team, the quality of the players, You look what Branch Rickey did when he left the Browns, and what could have been the Browns franchise if he had stayed. But he went to the Cardinals, created the farm system, developed all these great players, and the next thing you know, he started this in about 1920. Next thing you know is Cardinals win the World Series in 1926, 28, 30, 31, 34, 42, 43, 44, and 46. What a run. And then you come back and you look at, in our lifetimes, look, 3 times in the 60s, 3 times in the 80s, how many times in the 2000s, So it's just, it's a storied tale. a story thing of baseball. And the other thing is we don't know. I include the three teams: the Cardinals, the Browns, and the Negro League Stars, Giants. But I also include those players like Yogi Berra, Earl Weaver, Dick Williams. They grew up here in St. Louis. They played here in St. Louis, and they're in the Hall of Fame.
Weren't they on the Hill?
Yogi was, and Earl Weaver and Dick Williams, they both went to Beaumont High School, which Beaumont, by the way, in late 1940s and early 50s had more men in the major league than any other high school in the country. Beaumont High School right there at Vandeventer and Natural Bridge, 5 blocks from Sportsman's Park. They were known as the baseball factory because they put men in the major leagues. They were that good.
See, that's incredible, though. I mean, just that little notion alone, I wouldn't even have begun to think that. And then it all makes sense now why Earl Weaver was so good at arguing. I mean, this guy grew up living it,
Right.
Ed, when you're going through and you're looking at the Negro Leagues a little bit more, what were you able to discover putting this together? Because, I've just kind of started learning a little bit more about the prominence of St. Louis and with the Negro League, and it's really incredible.
Well, it is. I mean, to have this many men in the Negro League in the Hall of Fame, they're not as they're trying to catch up and recognize a lot of the players from the Negro Leagues. But the things that people you hear, like Ken Burns' story on baseball and things, you hear Monarchs, which are in Kansas City. They weren't a bad team, nor were the Grays back east and those teams. But St. Louis was really the premier Negro League team in the first edition, I call it, or first phase of the Negro League. See, the Negro Leagues were created in Kansas City in 1920. And then by 1931, with the Depression, they basically shut down. The teams went out of existence because of the finances. And it was for a lot of sports, it was like the pandemic that we just experienced in the 1930s when the Great Depression was going on, started in 28. But St. Louis won in that period, 1920 to 1931, 3 championships, and they had such great players. As I spoke of, we all know Cool Papa Bell. There's a street named after him in North St. Louis, and he was heralded here. But I mean,
he was the best. Now, is he the one? Sorry to cut you off. Is he the one he could turn the lights off and make it back in his bed before the lights?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's thanks to the legends of the great Satchel Paige, who Satchel played for so many different teams in the Negro Leagues, but he never played for the St. Louis Stars. But he did play 3 years for the St. Louis Browns in 1951, 52, and 53, and he's in the book with the Browns.
Did they put a rocker out there for him? Was he the?
Yes, they did in the bullpen for old because Satchel was in his mid-40s when he came and played for the Browns. Bill Veeck had played for Bill Veeck in Cleveland in 1948 when Veeck put his Indians won the World Series. Larry Doby was the second African American to cross the line after Jackie Robinson did it on April 15th, 1947. Larry Doby did it on July 5th. Now, the surprising thing that this kind of, I don't want to say bothers me, but it does rub me the wrong way that we don't know in St. Louis, nor do we really promote it. Okay, Larry Doby was the second. The third and fourth African Americans across the white chalk line of a major league field were Hank Thompson and Willard Brown. They did it shortly after Larry Doby, July 16th. At 17th, they each made their appearance, and by the 19th, they played out there in the same game in the same starting lineup. St. Louis, you talk about progressive, St. Louis, Bill DeWitt Sr., the father of our CEO for the Cardinals, his father ran the Browns, and they hired 2 men for the Monarchs following the model of Jackie Robinson because they were looking good players. So St. Louis doesn't get credit. Because, as I said, does anybody remember who the third and fourth man were to walk on the moon? No. And that's how these were the third and fourth men, African-American men, to cross that white line. So that is something that's also that jumps out at you in this book. And throughout all the stories I talk about baseball, the Negro Leagues or the Browns or St. Louis, because that is a moment that we should not forget, in all this turmoil that St. Louis goes through. We were progressive. We did that, and it was Bill DeWitt Sr. who made that difference.
Well, 100%, and that's why I'm just honestly, Ed, really excited about this whole book, because I think it's going to open up for the reader a lot more other doors in terms of discovering a little bit more about that prospective person or the team or even just that time period. I think it all goes hand in hand.
Well, it does. I mean, and you know, as you said earlier, I did this. I highlight in the stories of these great men. They're in a chronological order because not only does it lay out their stories, but it lays out the history of baseball and how the game changed. And, you know, from what, you know, when you get guys like George Sisler, you know, for 3 straight years, he averaged over 400. You know, how many times did Hornsby hit 400, you know? And so you get the thing of the game. And there's names that you know from baseball, you know, Comiskey Park in Chicago. We all know that came back from Charles Comiskey, but you know what? Charles Comiskey played many years as part of the St. Louis Cardinals franchise. You know, same way with the Washington owner, Clark Griffith. Griffith Stadium in Washington for the Washington Senators, who he later owned. He had a tremendous pitching career, and part of that took place in St. Louis with that St. Louis franchise.
Well, and see, that's so cool. It's just the spider web, though, of St. Louis. I mean, the web of it all, it just entrenches it, Ed, and that's why, you know, from everything that you've been able to be a part of it and write and produce, it's really unique because there's so much history in it and you wouldn't think there would be. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Where it tells a greater story of the entire sport for being such an individualized book, you know, about St. Louis, and it's so cool.
Well, and it's like, you know, when you really read this, you will start seeing the fingerprints of baseball's legends in history here in St. Louis, like John McGraw, the great, you know, for 30 years, the great manager of the New York Giants. He played here in St. Louis as a player, and he had a great career. Only Ted Williams and Babe Ruth have the higher career on-base percentage. So all these names are all a part of St. Louis baseball history.
So cool. Well, and Ed, too, are we still the last National League Triple Crown winner? Do we still have that? Or is that?
Yes.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay.
Joe Medwood, 1937, and we have the last National League 30-game winner in Dizzy Dean in 1934.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool. Well, and Ed, before I let you go, let's talk a little bit about just what this is going to look like for you going forward, because this is the perfect time for it. I mean, everyone's excited. Is it out yet on Reedy Press?
It'll be out in 2 weeks. It'll be in stores before May 1st. So great Mother's Day, great Father's Day. We're starting our series of talks in libraries. We'll be up there at the Hainer Library. We're working through that date this week. We kick it off with the St. Louis County Author Series in Frontenac Library at their headquarters on May 2nd. You can go out to our websites, our Reedy's websites, my Facebook page. We're out everywhere. We're going to have book signings up in the Alton area, down, you know, throughout St. Louis. So make sure you can get those copies for Mother's Day and Father's Day, because these stories are expanded when we have get-togethers like the Hainer Library and all those for your readers to come listen to. And we go more than the book. It really becomes a love fest. And, you know, the best part about having those talks with the people, they tell their stories, their memories.
Yeah.
And it all comes together.
Well, and see, that's where I think this discussion piece of it is going to be the best part of the book.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the moment that, you know, mom or dad or grandma or grandpa start opening that up and start talking, I mean, you're going to have an hour worth of conversation each and every time. I mean, this is going to be really a great piece for not even just sports folk, that sports fans or sports folks, but really everybody, Ed, the folks that love St. Louis and just the people that like history.
Well, I mean, that's the one thing that we're trying to do with these books or my films is, you know, St. Louis sometimes get its teeth kicked in because of certain politics or social issues, but our brand is sports. We are led by baseball. This is what we should be promoting and highlighting, the goodness. It brings people together. People are in the stands, no matter what their racial creed, religion, or anything, they're all rooting for the Cardinals. You know, they come, they love the history, they love the story, they watch. It is just, it is the brand of St. Louis.
Absolutely. And Ed, thank you so much for coming by. And whenever you have those dates, if you have,
Yes,
let us know, and we'll link everything in an article and put them online so we can get out there and see you.
Sounds good. I am very glad to be here.
One last thing. Are you going to be riding on the Savannah Bananas soon?
They may. There are some things that have been asked about, and they are something else. And you'll be hearing a lot more of them as we go through the year.
That sounds good. All right, Ed. Thank you so much for your time, sir, and have a great rest of your Monday.
Thanks for having me. See ya.
Not a problem. 9:41, a little bit of change. We'll take a quick break on this Monday morning, come back with a little bit more conversation. Then at 10:10, Flora and Sheila join us. I'll stay here. You stay there. It's RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday grabs like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sharing horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way.
Welcome back, 1037. I'm struggling. So, wanted to fill you in. I'm getting some feedback here just on how folks are feeling just from some of the regions, kind of experts on this, I would say. The way it's trending, it might be lower than 3830, the people that voted in 2020. So they're expecting that voter turnout could be even lower than last time around, and who knows? I highly encourage you, if you have the time today, listen, if you're watching me now, take a break and just go to the Madison County website, find out where your polling place is if you don't know, and go vote. Please go vote. It puts a bad mark on our community when we don't have a lot of people voting on these things. With that being said, we had a little bit of an issue with the Riverbend CEO interview, and I'm going to try to fix that. That's why we didn't run that today. With that being said, we're going to keep the show going. And we're going to keep on keeping on this Tuesday. But you know what? Let me touch on this. My letter just came out. I don't write editorials because I'm not that important, but I do write letters to the editor. And from Alton to Godfrey, East Alton to Woods River, the entire Riverbend region, the election, this one, it was a fight. Every candidate gave it their all and laid out their vision and worked hard to shape the future of their communities. Their supporters, they stood with them. They knocked on doors and pushed forward and gave them the energy and the passion needed to get through that hard time. That's what our democracy is all about. And tomorrow, the election's going to be over. Some people are going to be celebrating, others won't. And that's just how it goes. But what happens next? That's what really matters. And that's really the focus of really what I'm feeling right now ahead of tonight. Our communities don't move forward divided. They don't succeed through fighting. We never have. They thrive when we get to work, when we build, when we fix, and when we come together as a team. Full stop. The schools, businesses, the roads, the neighborhoods that needed attention yesterday, that needed attention during the campaign season, are still going to need them tomorrow. And that's why we have to come together. The issues that mattered last week, they don't just disappear. They don't just evaporate because the votes are being counted. This isn't a national election. This isn't. We're all friends. We're all neighbors. We're partners in this. And that's the big thing to take away. There's so much passion when it comes to this local side and, from, like I said, from all over the Riverbend region. But we just got to remember that we have to come together tomorrow. We got to keep moving forward, and we got to stop the campaign stuff right away, right when the polls close and right when we know who's going into their prospective offices. We have to support them. That's just our duty as citizens. We live in one of the country's most historic regions, and the potential's huge. We can achieve the city on the hill, but only as a team. Tomorrow, the sun's going to rise. The weather's going to be out there. Might rain and thunderstorm, but the sun's still going to come out for a little bit. Your alarm clock's still going to go, and your life's still going to keep moving forward. No matter how much effort and time you put into this, if you were a volunteer on a campaign, if you were a candidate yourself, we thank you. It's one of the hardest things to do is to put your name on a local ballot. Putting one statewide and all, it's a little bit less stressful because your friends and neighbors aren't directly looking at you and in a way kind of judging to see if you have the character to be fit for office. So no matter what, we have to remember that we have a responsibility when tomorrow the new day begins, and that's to build something better, not as opponents, not as winners or losers, but as neighbors, and we have to do it together. So that's my thoughts as we head into April 2nd. I'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more after this.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing? We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grabs like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I wanna be sedated, nothing to do, nowhere to go home. I wanna be sedated, just put me in a wheelchair, get me on a plane. Hurry, 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 before I go insane. I can't control my fingers, I can't control my brain. Oh, 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 oh.
Alrighty, welcome back, 1045. So, I want to thank our friends at UPI. They're the best. April Fool's Day, which, this is the thing that kind of bothers me. Did we have to do Election Day on April Fool's Day? It's just to me, it's an ominous sign, okay? And it's been on my mind for months now, and I haven't said it, but it's like, the pun's there, and we get it. But I don't know if I like that being April Fool's Day. Hey, with that being said, it means once again it's time for brands to get in the fun with some cheeky corporate capers. Wow, how about that? Including hot sauce sunscreen and ranch-flavored soda and a $19 fruit snack. That's probably real. Some of this year's most notable corporate jargon, jocularities. Can you please stop throwing hard words at me? It's a Tuesday at 10:45. Including a less crunchy Nestle Crunch Bar, Dr. Pepper flavored Tic Tacs, okay, and grass-covered Yahoo keyboard. So here's we go. This is the top 10 shareholder-approved April Fool's fun of this year. Chocolate maker Nestle has announced the new Silent Crunch Bar, which uses cooked rice for 75% less noise than the standard crispy rice treat. That's terrible. That wasn't even fun. Hot sauce company Tabanero heralded the arrival of their Capsaicin-infused sunscreen to keep you safe from sunburn while giving your skin plenty of heat to complain about. We've got your taste buds covered, and now your skin too. Stay hot, not burnt, the company said. Remember when Google did Google Smell? Y'all remember that? And everyone thought their screen was smelling, and they all believed it. Yeah, that was a real thing, 2012. Tech company Yahoo bringing the outdoors to the indoors with Yahoo Agricultural Interface. That sounds fun. A turf covered keyboard. To make sure you're never told to touch grass during an online argument ever again. Touch grass. I've never heard that. If someone tells me to touch grass, I would think it means something different. Anyway, there you go. They put a keyboard together. It has little flowers on it. Kind of boring. Fruit snack company Welch parodied luxury grocery chain infamous $19 single strawberry with a $19 Welch's Fruit Snack single strawberry, a single individually packaged fruit snack with a hefty price tag. I'm actually in. The strawberry ones are the best. Confectioner Cadbury announced its most popular product, the Goo. From inside, the cream eggs will now be available in packets for flavoring, including French fries, while on the Goo. You see, go, but with another O. Just in case you're following. More move over, boring comments. Cream egg on the Goo is here, Cadbury said. Well, there you go. Sports drink Body Armor announced its first foray outside the beverage company with its Body Armor Sports Shampoo. There you go. And, refill your skin with electrolytes is what it's saying. And then what about this? Prebiotic soft drink maker Olipop announced it's teaming with Hidden Valley for a Ranch Lovers 4-pack. That's disgusting. I don't even want to read that. Pass. Omaha Steaks is doing a meet-cute romance novel pranked to next level by actually releasing a 30-page review of a non-existent romance novel called Certified Tender by equally fictional author Bianca Tornados. The book is set to be the first in the company's line of romance novels, which includes Smashed Together by Rebecca Salamilo and Perfection Takes Time. So there you go. That's some of the April Fool's Day fun today and all of that. I don't even know if we put our April Fool's story out yet. Now, everyone thinks that I'm telling you that's real. There's 100% conviction in me that is 100% true. All right, with that being said, I have one more for you before I take a break and we wrap up the show. So, I was looking at this, and this is out of a McDonald's, okay, in England. A British man became an unlikely hero on social media after he took to repair the McDonald's sign that had become an object of curiosity for a Facebook group. The Dolmen's Club, group on Facebook garnered multiple posts about a sign at the White Rose Shopping Centre McDonald's in Leeds, England, because the sign's D was missing its inside, making it look more like a silhouette than a letter. Steve took it upon himself to correct the issue and research their branding to allow him to correctly print a 3D filling for the D. He also got sued for copyright infringement. They awarded him. So it went viral to fix the mistake and all that. Everyone had fun with it, but it became this kind of bigger deal than what it really was. So his efforts were actually celebrated by the shopping center, which presented him with a certificate that jokingly declared him Employee of the Month. Must be a bad shopping center. Thank you, Steve, our March Employee of the Month, for your selfless work. We're McLovin' it, the mall said on the social media post. Lavelle said his actions weren't about helping a corporation, but we're getting attention for himself. But I just thought it was funny. Like, this guy has, literally just dozens of hardware. I mean, he was awarded for sure. So... Hey, what are you doing with your life today? 10:50, quick break. There's not really any news going on today. It's pretty much all candidate stuff. And guys, to be honest with you, I'm under the impression that we should pretty much know where we're voting for today and how you feel. So I don't need to go through any candidate profiles. They're available, though, on RiverBender.com. Dan Brandon did a great job with Sydney and Dalton on all the coverage. Dan just went in and updated a few, or not updated, but relisted some of the ones and then added a few new ones. So they're on RiverBender.com. /news. And then one little bit of news brief for you. The Illinois Department of Transportation did announce that they are going to have some intermittent lane closures on Illinois 140 between the intersection of 111 and 140 in Sanders Street in Madison County. It will begin, weather permitting, on Monday for resurfacing. Flaggers will maintain one lane of traffic. The work expected to be completed by July, but drivers are urged to reduce their speeds, be alert for changing conditions, obey all construction signage, and refrain from using your mobile device while approaching and traveling through the work zone. For IDOT District 8 updates, you can follow them on X or gettingaroundillinois.com. Alrighty, while I have you, and we take a quick break, I got to do some business. I got to do some work. If that's okay with you. Is it okay with you? Thank you. The first 100 customers today at Village Dispensary are getting a pack of the Botanist 4-pack red raspberry 40 milligram gummies, and it doesn't just stop there. Listen, man, my hair's falling out today. It must be humid. Listen, Village Dispensary is the place that makes Snoop Dogg jealous and Willie Nelson dream. Village Dispensary has the best staff in the world. It makes you feel happier than Woody Harrelson at a hemp convention when you're stopping in and talking to everybody. I am on form today. I don't need energy drinks. You know what I'm saying here? You know, Village Dispensary, what I think is so important about it is their commitment to community, and I think that is the most important thing when you're looking at cannabis because it's new. And, you know, for some it might be different, and Village Dispensary's really made it a point about being out there and welcoming you all in and saying, hey, just be a part of our village. We want to be a part of yours. You know, coming up on April the 19th, you'll see me live at Village Dispensary for a couple of hours as we're celebrating their 1 year anniversary. That's a big deal, and we're so excited for Village Dispensary. I'm so excited for the whole team over there. It feels like they've been here 5 years already. I told them that the other day, and that's because of just the impact they've made on everyone in such a short amount of time. You know, you can go to this website right now, villagedispensary.com. That's villagedispo.com, and place your order today. You can pick it up now or schedule it for when you get off of work. You know, have some fun. It's election night. Go take a gummy. Call it a good old day. You know, at Village Dispensary, every day is a special day with daily deals and all the good stuff. But don't forget that they are celebrating April Fools with that 4-pack of red raspberry gummies, and that ain't no joke. But you have to purchase a cannabis product to redeem. Don't forget to stop in, and don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. That's me, because, of course, it's a joint effort. We'll take a quick break, come back with more Daily Show right after this.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hear me screaming a mile away as I was headed out toward the door. Oh, won't you give me 3 steps, mister, give me 3 steps towards the door. Give me 3 steps, mister, and you'll never see a me no more. Show me the back door.
We are, oh man, I'm doing the wrong microphone. Welcome back. Man, my hair is falling out already. Looking pale. I'm looking better than yesterday. I feel so much better than yesterday. I mean, you guys have no idea. I was dying on the I thought I was actually dying at one point in time. And just be careful about those things. And it's one of those things where, it's stupid. I was such a stupid person. I mean, just the most idiotic thing I could do. I kept telling people, CJ, quit drinking those mini energy drinks. It's not good for you. You can't keep doing that. And I'm like, man, why am I so paranoid? Why am I sweated wet all the time? Why am I this? Why am I that at 26 years old? Because you're a moron. That's why, CJ. I mean, that's what I want to say to myself. And so, after all, I mean, I still am sweating everything out and feeling so much better. But it's just wild to me because, I was going through this for the last year and didn't think anything of it until it really got bad yesterday. So I don't know. It's just wild that sometimes you need a little bit of a speed bump in the road to kind of slow your roll a little bit and all of that fun stuff. So with that being said, we're out of time today. And man, I don't get very excited very often. I'm sweating already. Look at that. And we'll be back tonight, like I said, for about a half hour to 45 minutes, might be an hour, just until we know the results. I'll come on about 7:15-ish tonight, and we'll give you those and make sure that you were informed as possible. There's so many races that are happening all throughout Madison County. We'll be following along through the county clerk's website and all of that good stuff. So there's a couple of races, of course, the ones that are happening in the city of Alton for mayor, trustee, or mayor, alderperson, treasurer, and others. We'll be following some in Bethalto. We'll be following the races in Collinsville. I'll be following a little bit. That's become a little contested. I'm going to also be following the Village of East Alton for their mayor's race and their trustee side of things. Edwardsville, not really anything contested. Fairmont City, not much to look at in terms of anything other than trustee. Glen Carbon, the same way. We'll be following Godfrey very closely as that's become a contested one. We are going to follow the Granite City mayor's race. I will see how that goes. I think Mayor Parkinson is looking pretty clear there, and everything else. So we'll follow Granite City's alderperson races as well as they come in. We'll also be following some of the things happening throughout the Madison County region, and we'll be also going through and just seeing if there's any other things on the docket. I know there's a few. There's a bond referendum or two and some other things. So we'll make sure that we go ahead and take care of all of that. We'll have South Roxana coverage for you as well, and that's about it. There are some Aldermatic races in Troy. There's 2 of them, and about it. Venice has one, and Williamson has a couple. We'll also keep you updated on the races for the Wood River Township Supervisor and so much more. So all those races we'll be covering, and as those results come in, we'll relay those to you. I'm out of time for right now. I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you tonight. We're here! Woohoo! April 2nd is tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And hey, remember, the sun still comes out if you fought hard. Life's looking good. We'll see you tonight. Until then, just try your best to stay out of jail.